What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How is everyone doing today? I am doing great. I know, a little late. Ooh, that's some good coffee. Yeah, I'm a little late, but it is what it is. What can you do? What love got to? No, I'm joking. Um, yeah, how is everyone today? Hope everyone's having a jolly good time. I'm having a good time. Although I really wish I was in bed still. I'm tired. Not really that tired though. Oh, but anyways, how is everything going? Sorry, just getting stuff situated. All right, so for today's topics, we got a few things we're gonna be looking at. Um, as promised, we're gonna look at the shenanigans that are going on with January 6th. Um, yeah, sorry, just getting substituted. But yeah, we're gonna talk about January 6th, the shenanigans going on there, and then we're going to talk about Biden and snapping at a reporter. Oops, that's not what I want. Thank you. Uh, yeah, he snaps at a reporter. It's questioning him about the whole Hunter Biden stuff. So we'll look at that, and then next thing we're going to look at is Dianne Feinstein, senator from California, has fallen and can't get up. I'm an asshole, I know. So, but make sure. I don't mean make sure. Sorry. She's fallen and she can't get up. So we're gonna look at that and kind of have some proof why term limits need to be a thing for Congress people. Man, she is one ugly broad. Then after that, we're gonna go back and look at a video of, or we're gonna talk again about. I covered this in my show, but a little more details coming in. I guess is the most accurate statement. Um, uh, 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 what's it called? Oh my god, the brain is frozen. Uh, the store owner who fought back against a robber. He looks like he's not going to get charged at all. So we'll take a look at that. And let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to go back and see when I did a video about it because I think I'm gonna watch we're gonna watch the original video that I did on it. I know. Come on. All right, hold on. So I'd like to watch the original video, but I got to go back and I know I have it. Just got to find the damn thing. So let me just try and find that currently. Anyways, so yeah, so we'll try and watch the original video, and then has it been that far long since I've done this? These are all videos I can go live. Must have been a bit since I did this. Excuse me. Okay, maybe I won't watch the original video because apparently I can't find it. I remember doing this video. I still remember when. So, oh well. Oh, maybe I can find it again. Anyways, so we'll go into that. We'll look at that. Maybe we'll watch the original video. And then look at a video, short from the Whatever podcast. And we'll have some comments on it. Yeah. There we go. That's all good. All right. So let's get into it. I'm already behind. That's okay. All right. So, just in, video emerges from January 6th of an officer asking for identifiers for undercover cops. Capitol officers say undercover cops have wristbands and candy stripes on the barrel of their guns. January 6th was a setup from the beginning. And this is from at Chuck Callisto.
Maybe digital
your non-uniform guys have any identifiers? Like
They will have a wristband. Their guns will have a candy stripe on the barrel.
Okay.
I don't know the wristband color, but they'll have a wristband somewhere. Okay. Maybe.
All right. There's that. And then watch another video. And this one says, and this is from DC Drano, breaking cell phone video of DC officer says on January 6th says we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. They're admitting it. How many cops and federal agents were undercover that day? How many instigated violence and property damage released to Jan 6 tapes?
Well, we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. So can you put that back in? All right, thank you so much. Yep. It feels better. Did you guys get sprayed?
Oh, sorry.
In the crowd. So can you put that back in? All right, thank you so much. Yep. It feels better. Did you guys get sprayed? Here. Take this orange bottle.
All right. So, there we are. So, two videos. An officer, a uniform officer, talking about UCs, undercovers, and their identifiers. And then another guy's admitting, yeah, we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. And it looks like they're trying to help each other out with the pepper spray or something. Now, for any of you who don't think that police were undercover during any protest ever, you're a fucking idiot. Of course you're undercover. Of course there's cops in the crowd. Now the question is, how many? I mean, how many cops are in the crowd? Um, and then what are they doing in the crowd? Are they, just watching, or are they um, searching? Are they checking out, or et cetera, et cetera? What exactly are they doing in the crowd? Are they actually doing what they're supposed to do, which is, uh, watching, making sure nothing bad happens, or are they part of, instigations? And that's a big, thing. I don't think I, I I don't think anyone's stupid enough not to think there's any undercovers in the crowd. I really, I just, I believe people are intelligent. Okay, I really do. I do believe people are very intelligent. Um, and that people know. Yeah, there's definitely were undercovers in the crowd. Yeah, I think we all can easily understand and agree with that. And that's not really an issue. I mean, I would hope there would be cops undercover in crowds so they can ensure to assist, or if someone's causing trouble, stop them or anything like that. But the question is what are the UCs doing that? Are they ensuring people are safe and there's not trouble, and the troublemakers are are identified, and instigators and everything like that, to keep protests actually people peaceful? Because let's be honest, when you get a crowd of people in a group with tensions high, there's more than likely a good chance that something's going to happen. And I think anyone who's intelligent enough to, I think people are intelligent enough to know that you get a good group of people, tensions are high and everything, um, that shit could happen. And I think, yeah. So I don't think anyone is. But I think people are smart enough to know this. Now, again, the question is are they doing that job of prevention and not instigation? Because that's the claim that UCs are instigating and not preventing. They're actually part of the ones initiating the acts, and not the ones that are just in the background watching, maybe participating to a small extent just to keep their cover, but actually the ones at the forefront, instigating. And that's the problem there. Um, and that's what everyone's really concerned about. I don't think anyone's concerned about undercovers being in the crowds. Are they the ones that are causing the problems? I think that's the biggest thing. Um, I mean, it's like in what was it called? When those Michigan guys were arrested for a plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer, and it turns out that you know how many was it? Like 2/3 of the people in the group were undercovers, and were the ones saying, "Hey, let's do this." And that's the issue, and that's really true. Like, yes, the two of them have been convicted, but those two are morons. Um, it's very clear that the people that really like set everything up were UCs or informants. So, anyways, that's why that whole undercovers in the crowd thing is really important. It's more of are they the ones instigating it, less of, oh, there's cops in the crowd. Of course, there's going to be undercover cops in the protest. All right. Now, those were just little things to like warm up a bit. Here we go. J6 committee failed to preserve records, has no data on Capitol Hill security failures, GOP charges. And this is, this comes, it's a Fox News article, and then, it's going to be about the Democratic-controlled January 6th committee destroyed evidence that might have exonerated the protests and the president, as well as evidence that implicated Speaker Pelosi and the FBI/DOJ criminal activities. So let's see if that's accurate. Oh man, that's so good. The House Select Committee that investigated the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021, failed to adequately preserve documents, data, and video depositions, including communications it had with the Biden White House that are still missing, according to the Republican lawmaker overseeing the GOP investigation into the committee's work. The now disbanded J6 committee, which was run by Democrats and included only 2 GOP members, has also failed to provide any evidence that it looked like Capitol Hill security failures on the day of the riot. Representative Barry Loudermilk, that's a terrible name, poor guy, Republican Georgia, chairman of the subcommittee of oversight for the Committee on the House Administration, Jesus fucking Christ, these goddamn names, told Fox News Digital. Loudermilk said his staff has had difficulties gathering all the information it needs to investigate Representative Benny Thompson's handling of the January 6th investigation. Part of our task as this oversight subcommittee is to actually address the security failures, look into what happened and how these folks were able to get into the Capitol. Oh, it's very simple. They were let in by the Capitol Police. That's how they got in. There's plenty of video footage. Tucker Carlson showed it. Steven Crowder showed it like not long afterwards. And there's no question about it at this point is the reason they got in is because they were let in. Loudmouth said the documents they obtained came over in boxes and was completely unorganized. Nothing was indexed. There was no table of contents indexed. Usually when you conduct this level of investigations, you use data system and everything is digitalized, indexed. We got nothing like that. We just got raw data. So it took us a long time going through. And one thing I started to realize is we don't have much at all from the blue team. Obviously, that means Democrats. Oh, and here's the traitor, Representative Liz Cheney. Traitor! The blue team, as described by Loudermilk, represents a group within the J6 committee that was directed to investigate security failures at the Capitol. Loudermilk explained the sources have told him the blue team was essentially shut down by the committee in order to focus on placing the blame on former President Donald Trump. We got lots of depositions. We got lots of subpoenas. We got video and other documents provided through subpoenas by individuals. But we're not seeing anything from the blue team as far as reports on investigations. They did look into the actual breach itself. We also realized we didn't have video. What we didn't have was the video of all the depositions, Loudermilk added. Loudermilk said he had been contacted by a defense attorney that needed access to key information in one of the video depositions, and the committee realized it did not have the video he was seeking. Fox News Digital obtained correspondence letters between Loudermilk and Thompson's offices, in which the two disagreed on whether the J6 committee preserved what it was required to under House rules. Loudermilk says Thompson committee was required by law and House rules to preserve and turn over all data related to their investigation at the end of the congressional term in December. Loudermilk said as much to Thompson in a letter in June 26th. This is obviously the letter. I'm not going to go through this because, well, it's a little short. Let's see. Can I make this thing bigger? All right. Dear Mr. Samber, the Select Committee concluded its hearings, released its report, and will very soon be dissolved as per the House of Representatives resolution establishing the committee. As you know, the committee has entered an agreement with your office to make available for interview probably some names. Those personnels then provided very important information from the committee's investigation. Under the agreement, the committee would do its utmost to protect the identity of a person. We now want to address the deposition of the committee's interview transcripts for those personal. As of next week, when the committee dissolves, the committee will no longer exercise control over this material and thus cannot ensure enforcement of the committee to maintain the confidentiality of the identity of the witness. Pursuant to longstanding House rules, the official record of the committee will be archived and passed into control of the National Archives. We fully share blank concern for safety, security, and reputation of our witnesses in coordinates with the Office of the Speaker of the House to comply with the House rules and honor our committee to best provide for continued confidentiality of operational details and private information. We are hereby providing those transcripts to blank now for appropriate review, timely return, and designation of instructions for proper handling by the archives. During your review, we recommend that blank provided the fix provide for the office file that will reside in the national with the archives any necessary written guidance regarding the need fix limitations on release or other sensitive material. Our expectations is the transcripts will such instructions will become part of the historical record of our investigation maintained by the National Archives. Thank you again for your assistance with our investigations. We are grateful for your assistance carrying out the important security test. All right, there we go. In response, Thompson wrote saying that Loudermilk letter had many factual errors and claimed his committee had followed the rules and turned over 4 terabytes of data. Loudermilk told Fox News Digital that his committee only received 2.5 terabytes of data and said the first footnote in Thomas' letter to him on June 17th acknowledged they did not keep what they were supposed to. In that footnote, Thompson wrote, consistent with guidance from the Office of Clerks and other authorities, the Select Committee did not archive temporary committee records and were not elevated by the committee's actions, such as use in hearings and official publications, or those that did not further its investigation activities. According to and contrary to your letter implications, the Select Committee was not obligated to archive all video recordings of transcript, interview, or depositions. Based on guidance from House authorities, the Select Committee determined that the written transcripts provided by nonpartisan professional official reporters, which the witnesses and Select Committee had the opportunity to review for errata, were the official permanent records of the transcript interviews and depositions for the purpose of Rule. What was that, 7? He's saying they decided they didn't have to. Loudermilk told Fox Digital it was clear in law that they had to, especially, and I mean, if there's any question, the fact that they use the videos in hearings would dictate it had to be preserved. The fact that they use the videos in hearings would, the more we go in, the more we realize that there's things we don't have. We don't have anything about security failures at the Capitol. We don't have the videos of the depositions. Republicans have long maintained Republicans have long maintained that the many security warnings were ignored leading up to the Capitol Hill riot, which was supported by Stephen A. Sood, former chief of Capitol Police, who wrote in his book that several government agencies had intelligence of a brewing threat, but failed to communicate that with Capitol Police. Leadership, law enforcement failures within the U.S. Capitol left the complex vulnerable on January 6, 2021. A Republican-led investigation concluded last year. The Democrat-led investigation, House of Representatives, however, has disregarded those institutional failings that exposed the Capitol to violence that day. Additionally, Loudermilk said he came across a letter that was not turned over to his committee from Thompson to White House Special Counsel Richard Sauber and DHS discussion and agreement made between the J6 committee and the executive branch to interview personnel whose names were later redacted. No version of the letter to Mr. Sauber, either redacted or unredacted, or the letter to the DHS General Counsel was archived by the Select Committee or provided to this committee. Loudermilk wrote to Thompson. Additionally, there's no explanation of what transcripts these letters are referring to, or why you, in coordination with then Speaker Pelosi, did not immediately archive the records with the clerk. Why didn't they preserve this? Loudermilk said. Fox and Digital. Did they not want us to know these documents? That there were documents that they had sent back to the executive branch? On the communication it had with the White House, Thompson wrote in his letter to Loudermilk that the Select Committee did not have the opportunity to properly archive the material with the rest of the records, with the benefit of the executive branch guidance to ensure witness safety, our national security, and law enforcement sensitive information. The heavily redacted letter memorialized the loan of documents to the White House, was published as part of the government publish office public release of documents from the Select Committee, Loudermilk wrote. However, the original unredacted letter from the Select Committee to you, as well as the records referenced in the letter, were not provided to the Committee on House Administration as required by House rules. Jesus Christ, how long is this thing? Okay, we're almost done. So much more we're talking. Loudermilk asked the White House to provide all documents that were transmitted or transferred to the White House by the Select Committee at any time in complete, original, and unredacted form, along with the unredacted communications between Thompson's committee and the White House at the end of the last Congress. Loudermilk told Fox News Digital it had been a struggle not only find all the documents, figure out why they are even missing in the first place. We are looking at the security failure at the Capitol. We're looking at how the January 6th committee operated itself. And right now we're having so much trouble with the January 6th committee and how it operated that it really impeding our ability to investigate thoroughly the security failures of the Capitol, Loudermilk said. We got enough to know that there's a huge intelligence failure, and I think Chairman Thompson's response to me is indicating of him. It's almost like saying, okay, yeah, we decided not to give you that stuff. And I'm reading it as, oh, you decided not to give us these things that you didn't want us to see. I mean, that's kind of the way you have to look at this. Fox News Digital reached out, and Thompson's office and the White House did not receive a response. Did not receive a response. DHS responds to congressional correspondence via direct official channels, and the department will continue to respond appropriately to congressional oversight, Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said. Loudermilk told Fox News Digital his committee is aggressively continuing to gather all records that it can to clear up factual errors in the previous committee's final report, including security failures. Woo! Woo! Finally. That was difficult, guys. All right, so there we go. Now it's very weird that there's missing depositions, there's missing evidence or whatever you want to call it. It's very weird. Why wouldn't you transfer everything? And benefit of doubt, it could really have been nothing, but it looks bad. Like it literally could have been like nothing of any consequence or importance. But the thing is that it looks bad, and that's the problem. Like if something goes missing in an investigation, it's so important that we're still talking about right now, even though it's really not that fucking important. Um, like seriously, the fact that people are giving so much energy into this is kind of ridiculous. One, it wasn't. People keep calling it an attempt to overthrow democracy. No, it was a protest. Like, did they? Yes. Did they go into the Capitol? Yes. Were they let in by the Capitol Police? Yes. Was it a coup? No, they had no. Like, if I remember right, they didn't have any fucking weapons, which is kind of important. They also didn't have any supply lines set up, which is also important if you're going to seize, have a seizure or something. And have anything. It was a protest that got violent, but no, like less violent than any of the Black Lives Matter riots. How do I know that? Well, the Capitol's not burned, is for one. Just saying. So, but yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you turn over everything? Is the thing, and he says that they had 4 terabytes of data, and then Loudermilk saying, "Well, we only got 2.5. So what happened to the other 1.5 terabytes?" Like I said, it's just a bad look for this committee, and especially something that's extremely unpopular, like January 6th. And by unpopular, I mean this whole prosecution of people that at most trespassed. I don't know. Now I could be wrong. There may be some more criminal stuff that I'm not really aware of. I don't follow it that much. But at the most they were trespassing. As far as I know, could be more. But so. But why there isn't everything that got sent is it's just weird. It's really weird. Like what? And it makes you wonder, what are they hiding? And again, this could be nothing. Like there could be nothing of interest there. But the fact that it wasn't transmitted, they said they had 4 terabytes of data, but only Loudermilk's committee only received 2.5. It's and then they're like, oh, we just didn't keep these because we didn't want to, or something like that. It's just weird. That's really weird. Yeah, that's the whole J6 shenanigans. And yeah, I mean, it's just weird. We'll see how this story develops. All right. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what have I been drinking? You keep seeing me take slurps from my coffee tumbler. You keep hearing me say, delicious. So what in the world am I drinking? Well, I am drinking coffee. And that coffee is from the company Coffee Brand Coffee. Now, Coffee Brand Coffee is a coffee brand, obviously. I know. It's so weird when you say that. What? Coffee Brand Coffee is it's a coffee brand? Yes. Yes, it is. It is quite a delicious brand. It's got 4,000 verified customer reviews, most of them 5 out of 5. And I understand why. My favorite so far is this French toast blend. It is quite delicious. Smells like French toast. Tastes like delicious. Goes great with oat milk. Not oat milk. Oat creamer. I guess oat milk creamer. I don't know. Why do I drink it with oat milk creamer? Because I'm lactose intolerant and I gas up the room. My wife hates it. A little too much more information about me, but that's okay. The unique thing about this brand is that it's roast per order, meaning it does not get roasted until you order, and that's when they roast it. I don't know much about coffee and how it works or anything like that, but I do understand that means that it is fresh. Now, Coffee Brand Coffee is, like I said, coffee, but they have various they have various flavors. Um, they got the rate. They got standard, light, medium, dark roast, but they also have. Oh, look! They looks like they just now have double caffeinated coffee, high caffeine for those people that need a lot of caffeine. They got bourbon flavored. I am very interested in that. I might try that next. They got s'mores flavored. They got orange creamsicle, blueberry cobbler, sticky bun coffee. They have a variety of coffee you can try. They got cold brew, and they got tea. There's various types of tea that they have. Um, interesting names like English breakfast organic tea, gunpowder green tea, lavender chamomile tea, organic tea, various tea. Now, and for those people that don't like coffee, don't like tea, there is also cocoa. They got 3 different things of cocoa: marshmallow, rich caramel, velvet, hot chocolate. For the, we are coming up to winter, and besides coffee, there's nothing more than a delicious cup of hot cocoa with some marshmallows to keep you warm during those cold days. They also got cold brew if you like cold brew, K-cups for those who like to put their stuff in those little pod things for quick coffee. They also have snacks, mostly taffy and nuts. They got some delicious nuts. But yeah, I enjoy Coffee Brand Coffee. I had Coffee Brand Coffee since I think it was roughly around the Rittenhouse trial, maybe a little bit after. I started drinking Coffee Brand Coffee. I used to just drink the dark roast, which was delicious, and as said by my brother, who also thinks it is quite delicious. He thought it was delicious too, so much so he asked me, and he confused it with Black Rifle coffee. Now, I mean, the reason for that is because I have a Black Rifle container. That's just from the old days. I have yet to get a new one. And Coffee Brand Coffee, unfortunately, does not have a container. But they sell other things among mugs and grinders and whatnot. Some gear, some hats and whatnot. But yeah, if you want to try some delicious coffee, then check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Hold on. And when you check out Coffee Brand Coffee, please use my referral link. This is my referral link. You do that, and you can get 5% off. And if you're already part of Coffee Brand Coffee, well, another thing you can use is that coupon code right down below. Coupon code GHOST. If you use coupon code GHOST, then you can get a 5% off. I wouldn't see what's the word. I wouldn't advertise for something I didn't actually enjoy. Although I do like money, I don't believe in selling just my my recommendations just for some quick cash. If I don't like it, I'm not going to advertise it to you guys. And Coffee Brand Coffee is quite delicious. So please give them a check out. Use that referral link one more time. It's going to be this right here. coffeebrandcoffee.com/ref equals with ghost. So use that referral link and absolutely try some Coffee Brand Coffee. It's quite delicious. All right, back to my regular scheduled broadcast. As you can tell, I actually really enjoy that brand of coffee because I talk for a bit about it. All right, so today what we're moving on to is Biden snapping at a Fox News reporter, Peter Ducey, and he jumps over a fence to literally go and ask Biden this question about his business dealings with his son, and Biden gets mad about it. So first thing we're going to do is scroll down. All right, so this is what we're gonna watch.
Unless you get the explicit invitation. What I think is interesting is that now the White House will say the president answered this. Well, no, now because now you just contradicted your press secretary who contradicted herself. So
Shocking.
At some point, somebody is going to get a chance to actually ask President Biden a question. Unless you get the explicit invitation. What I think is interesting is that
Man, this guy hops it. Parkour Peter, as Colin Ruger says. All right, so now let's see what he says.
There's this testimony now where one of your son's former business associates is claiming that you were on speakerphone a lot with them talking business. Is that what?
Never talk business in England. And I know you'd have a lousy question.
Well, why is that a lousy question?
Because it's not true.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's this
So he
testimony
runs
now
away.
where
So, it's a lousy question apparently, and then he runs away. Yeah, it's like run away. Oh, that's funny. All right, so there we go. So yeah, it's a lousy question. He runs away, can't answer it. It's so lousy, but he can't even answer it. Interesting. Okay. All right. Biden denies talking business with Hunter's partner. Snaps at Fox News Peter Doocy. Lousy question. President doubled down in claiming I never talk business with anyone. I think now it was originally the president's never talked business to anyone. About his business to anyone or with anyone with Hunter Biden's business. But then testimony came out that he was on speakerphone. So now he's like, he never talked business, but he was on speakerphone. Well, if that was true, and why didn't they just say that in the beginning where, hey, you never talk? Like, see, things like this, it's suspicious. It's like kind of like self-defense. It's very suspicious when you claim self-defense after you're arrested, and you're while you're getting charged and everything, and you don't mention self-defense until you're on the actual trial and you're waiting and you're going through, and that's your excuse. It's like, I use self-defense. But before then, all this time you didn't mention it at all. Not when you got arrested, not when you were being charged, not when you're first obtained a lawyer, none of that. It was only up until the trial, then you start saying, self-defense. That's what this is kind of like. It's like, he never talked business to anyone when it came to Hunter Biden's business. He didn't talk to anyone about the business. Then we get some testimony that he may have been on speakerphone. Now it's like, he was on speakerphone, but he never talked business. Well, if that was true, why didn't you say that in the beginning? Why didn't you say that before this testimony came out? It's like, look, he was only on the speakerphone. Like, he was just talking to his son. He was on speakerphone. And they talked business, while he was on speakerphone, but he never talked to anyone on business. That's the thing. That's why this is all like, do you believe him? I don't. All right. President Biden sparred with Fox News Peter Doocy. I think that's how he pronounced his name. That's really funny. Sorry. Anyway, sparred with Fox News Peter Doocy. All right, I gotta send out a tweet real quick. Copy. There we go. Okay. All right. On Wednesday, over recent allegations, they spoke with his son's Hunter's business associates. Following his comment about green energy and Bidenomics in New Mexico, Doocy asked the president about Hunter Biden's former business associate, Devin Archer, testifying that he witnessed the president speaking with various potential clients during his time as vice president. There's this testimony now where one of your your son's former business associates is claiming that you were on speakerphone a lot with them talking business. What? Douchey started. I never talked business with anyone. I knew you'd have a lousy question, Biden responded. What? Why is that a lousy question? Douchey continued. Because it's not true, the president insisted before walking away from the reporter. Biden claimed they never discussed business deals with his son. I never spoke to my son about his overseas business deals, Biden told Douchey in September 2019. However, once the House Oversight Committee suggested it had evidence that Biden had communicated directly with several of Hunter's foreign business associates, the White House appeared to change the position from Biden having never discussed business dealings to never in business with his son. Chairman James Comer told Today says that the Oversight Committee has evidence that the president in the past communicated directly with foreign business associates of his son, Hunter Biden, many times. Sorry. I'm curious if the White House and the president still stand behind his comments that he's never been involved and has never spoken to his son about his business. Fox News journalist Gillian Turner asked White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre in July. So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add. During his testimony, Archer spoke about the value of having the brand of Joe Biden during calls with potential clients. Yes, that's fair to say. Obviously, the most value to the brand, it was Hunter Biden and him. Archer said we would discuss having, an understanding of DC and the different components of us being able to raise capital. So there you go. And again, it's one of those things where they change their story after a time, and it just doesn't look it just looks odd is all. And that's the problem. Is it just looks odd. It looks like something's going on. Maybe there's not. Like, again, there might not very well be anything going on, but that's what it looks like. So, what can you do? What would you do for a contact bar? Stupid. All right. There we go. All right. So next is this. Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democratic California, was briefly hospitalized in California after suffering a fall in her San Francisco home. Fox News has confirmed. Senator Feinstein briefly went to the hospital yesterday as a precaution after a minor fall. All of her scans are clear, and she returned home. A spokesperson for the Senator said in a statement, the 90-year-old has suffered from extensive health issues for more than a year, leading many to wonder her fitness for office. She's not. Since her return to Senate earlier this summer, there have been multiple incidents where Feinstein appears to be confused about what she's doing and what her responsibilities were during hearings. Apparently, 2/3 of California say Dianne Feinstein no longer fit for office. Yeah, she is an ugly old broad. Later, a hot mic caught the senator appearing confused during a routine Senate committee proceedings, where she began reading from her prepared remarks instead of saying "I" during a roll call vote. In addition to her health woes, Feinstein and her daughter are also in the legal battle with the trustees of her late husband's estate. Catherine Feinstein, 66, has power of attorney over her mother and filed 2 lawsuits against the trustees. First lawsuit on her mother's behalf relates to a California beach house owned by the senator's late husband, Richard Blum. The lawsuit argues that Feinstein is seeking to sell the house in order to raise funds for her ongoing medical treatments. Second lawsuit challenged the appointment of 2 other trustees in the Bloom estate, Michael Klein, a longtime lawyer of Bloom, and Mark Slovic, a business partner of Bloom, according to the San Francisco Chronicle, which first reported Catherine's power of attorney status. The lawsuit argues that the pair has withheld Bloom's life insurance proceeds from Feinstein, despite her claim she needs funds to pay for medical expenses, going to note Bloom's intent to support his spouse after his death. Okay, you got any proof of that? Klein and Schlovic's attorney, Stephen Branchy, has flatly rejected claims, saying Bloom's estate has never withheld any funds that Feinstein has requested. My clients are perplexed by this filing. Branchy told the Times, Richard Bloom's trust has never denied any distribution to Senator Feinstein, let alone for medical expenses. So there you go. So there we are. It's look. This is why we need term limits, people. Like honestly, this is why we need term limits. This lady's 90 years old. Okay, she's 90. Why is she still a senator? Like, let's just come on. Honestly, why is she still a senator? She's 90 years old. Okay, like, look. And not only is she 90 years old, like if she was 90 years old, but still walking, still appearing to be competent, not confused during a roll call, and starts talking to her about her prepared remarks, and be like and start reading from her prepared remarks, and then being told no, this is just a roll call, just say aye. Then there might not be any question to it. Like there might be like, and be more of a like, yeah, she's 90, but check her out. Like she's still, she's still fairly competent. She's still extremely intelligent, etc., etc., etc. But it's not. She obviously appears to be very confused about whatever she's doing. She's unsure about like what she's doing. Sorry, I think I found. I think I might have found when I did this. My next one, sorry. Anyways, she looks she appears to be very confused about everything that's going on. So okay, cool. All right, I have found where. Okay, but anyways, she appears very confused. Sorry, I figured out when I did that goddamn stupid video. But she appears very confused about where she's at, what she's doing, etc., etc., etc. So it's very clear that she doesn't know what she's doing, where she's at, or anything like that. Like she doesn't need to be in office. She needs to be at home, enjoying the rest of her time on Earth because she's 90. Let's be honest, she's gonna be going pretty soon. and she doesn't need to be in the Senate doing anything. It's time for her to leave and someone else to come and take over her place. So I don't know, but again, this is why we need term limits, so we don't have these fucking idiots just sticking around, and hanging on to power for as long as humanly possible. Okay, there we go. Sorry, found out when I did that video about our next topic. But yeah, so that's the thing. It's not really the fact that she fell and got hurt and had to be hospitalized. I mean, every old person has that problem, but it's more of all the other things, especially with her giving power of attorney over to her daughter. If you can't fight your battles, if you can't even fight your own battles legally, then how can we expect you to do anything more for us? And I think that's the more important question we have here. So yeah, I mean, this lady needs to retire. She's fucking old as hell. All right. Here we go. So here we are. This is the video we're going to talk about. This guy's getting robbed, and he says "fuck you," basically. So let's watch it. I did a video about this August 2nd, August 3rd. So here we go.
Ain't nothing you can do, man, until the police come in.
Guy says, ain't nothing you can do until the police come in. Yeah, well, the guy says, fuck that.
Ain't nothing you can do, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
He says, fuck you. He says, it's okay. I'm just robbing you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This guy's getting this dude right here, the store owner, is giving this guy the ass whooping his father should have given him years ago before he went out and get the. That's why he's stealing his cigarettes. All right, his father went home or left to get cigarettes and never came back. That's why he's stealing his cigarettes, hoping he'll bring him back.
Whooping his ass. That's called whooping your ass.
Literally, he is literally whooping his ass.
That's called whooping your ass.
This guy's a Sikh too. The store owner, he's a Sikh. If I understand correctly, Sikhs are like the warrior class or something like that. Let me see that. I think he's a Sikh anyways. Does he have a... He might not be a Sikh. Because generally they have like a silver wristband on their hand, or one of their hands. And it's from olden times where they had like a gauntlet or something right there to protect themselves when fighting. If I remember correctly, I could be 100% wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but that's what I understand. Let me see. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, basically right. I guess the wristband, the iron bracelet, actually symbols eternity, strength, and constant reminder of strength of will to keep hands away from any kind of unethical practice. I thought it was like some sort of thing that they used to wear it used to be like a gauntlet to help protect against in battle. I could be wrong. Anyways, so yeah, this dude's a Sikh. Clearly, he's got the turban and everything. Oh, and the funny look, it's funny. A Sikh Indian guy, 7-Eleven. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Okay, I know I'm horrible. All right, so Stockton Mayor Kevin Lincoln announced that the Sikh 7-Eleven store owner clerks seen on a viral video dispensing justice to a shoplifter was not being charged or investigated. Any investigation going forward is to hold accountable the individual who threatened and attempt to rob the store clerks. Okay. Where the fuck is Stockton? California. Okay. Okay, so this is in California. The events surrounding the viral video from the 7-Eleven on Central Street are under active investigation by Stockton PD. Once completed, the Stockton PD will forward the case to St. Joaquin County District Attorney's Office. The District Attorney's Office is the agency that charges individual concerning crime allegations. In a statement released by the District Attorney's Office, DA Freitas expressed that the store owners are not and have never been suspects of the DA's office, and any investigation going forward is to hold accountable the individuals who threaten and attempt to rob the store owners. California state law, Proposition 47, hinders businesses daily by increasing shoplifting incidents and decreasing our law enforcement's ability to hold accountable those responsible for such acts. These kinds of California state laws continue to impact the communities. We will continue to monitor this incident through the judicial process. So there we are. So this guy is not being held accountable for literally whooping ass, and that's good. Yeah, California shit. Like, yeah, this was a great video, honestly. But here's the thing: let's be honest. Let's make it clear. The reason he's not being charged. Probably not the reason, all right, but a good amount of probably a good, far more than it should be. Reason that he's not being charged is because he's a Sikh Indian. If this was a white guy, white store owner, beating the shit out of, doing the exact same thing as a black guy, it would be surprising if he wasn't being charged or investigated. Let's be honest. Now, that's an. I don't think it's a fact. I don't remember what it's called, but it's obviously it's not something that can be proven really, because no two things are equal ever. No circumstances are ever equal. But let's be honest. We always see when it's a white person who's beating or attacking a black person, even if the black person is doing wrong, the white person is always demonized every single time, and it doesn't matter. I mean, look at the pregnant white lady in New York who was being harassed by a group of black individuals. I didn't watch the video. I didn't have any interest, so I don't know what she said or did. But then and she was demonized for it. But then it turns out that she had paid for the bike. Like, it was like one of those bikes where you pay for it to ride and everything. So it turns out that the black individuals were the ones that wrong, but no one said anything. The lady still lost her job and everything like that. So it happens continuously. Now, this is great. This guy, this owner, was sick and tired of his business being robbed. So he took matters in his own hands because the law enforcement and the lawmakers and the politicians failed him and did not prevent these things from happening. Well, couldn't really prevent him, but they basically, California has encouraged this type of behavior because they don't really prosecute it and everything like that. So he took matters in his own hands. Good for him. I am not knocking him for it, but I'm just pointing out the fact that let's be honest. If the dude was white, he'd probably definitely be charged. Let's be honest. It's California. But yeah, I think hopefully we'll see more and more of these things and California will start to get right and stop being fuckheads and letting people do whatever the hell they want and regardless consequences, because there's a high amount of crime going on in California. And I wonder why. All right. Here we go. We got one more video we're going to react to. And this is from the Whatever podcast.
Single couple that I know. I'm just going to say this right now. Every single couple that I know that have a relationship where the woman is the more dominant person in the relationship, it never works out. Every single couple that I've known to have that sort of dynamic has either broken up in a very messy divorce or something of that sort. I'm not saying that it can't work, but I don't think that it's the majority of those types of relationships.
So any women here who have been kind of the leader or the dominant one in the relationship?
Drove me to hell, drove me crazy. I wanted to leave. It was horrible.
It drove you to hell.
Yeah.
Was it because he was lacking in some way, or at least you thought you wanted to be that way?
I thought I wanted to be that way. I've had 3 monogamous relationships in my life. They were all so sweet, so kind, treated me like a princess. But essentially, the masculinity was lacking, like big. There was no leadership, there was no direction. I had to fulfill the nurturing role and then the planning role. And there was no establishment of like what our roles were.
I'm just going to say that.
All right, there we go. So that's the video. So that's completely accurate. Women don't like being in, those type of leadership roles. Okay, let me phrase that. A majority of women don't like being in those leadership roles where they're leading, they're taking charges, they want to be led. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of women who get put in those leadership roles are fucking miserable, and we need to acknowledge that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be wanting to have your needs met, wanting to be taken care of, not wanting to have to worry about anything, but for some reason we demonize that, or let me rephrase that, not we, but the left demonizes that and the feminists demonize that. But let's be honest, whenever whenever women are in those types of roles, they're generally miserable. And why? Because to be a leader, you got to be you got to be masculine. You got to be a fucking leader. You got to be masculine. You got to have masculine traits. You're not in your feminine, and women are far more happier in their feminine, despite what feminism and the left or whatever political correctness tells you. It's what they like, and that there's nothing wrong with that at all, to want to be in your feminine. Now, are there a few women that hey, I want to be the one in charge, I want to be the breadwinner, etc., etc., etc.? Absolutely, there's definitely those people, but they're far and few in between. Fewer, far in between. It's a minority, not the majority. The majority of women are far more happier. I don't have the exact number, but I am willing to bet 95% of women are far more happier to be in the feminine. If you gave a woman a choice to be the leader, to be the breadwinner, and everything like that, or have a masculine man who takes care of everything, you just need to show up, be pretty, get taken care of, not have to worry about a thing, I am willing to bet 95% of those women will choose that option. And why not? It's to be the leader, it's a hard life to be the leader, to be the one who makes all the decisions. My wife always coming to me asking for my opinion on things. I got a leader. I got to tell her, this is what we do. And, it's just how it is. I mean, do we talk things out? Absolutely. But I'm the one who makes the final decision. And there's nothing wrong with that. She enjoys it. She likes being led. And that's my job as a man. And that's your job as a man, is to be the leader. You need now, ladies, that doesn't mean you need to be led by every fucking bum you deal with. You need to vet the guys that you date and you hang out with, whatever. You need to vet them properly enough to and decide, is this someone I can put my trust in to lead me and to ensure my life is good? That's your job as a woman, is to find the man you are willing to submit to. And I watch a lot of the whatever Fresh and Fit. I don't watch a lot of whatever. I don't have anything against whatever. I just don't watch whatever because I have only a finite amount of things I can watch a day, and I watch Fresh and Fit more than I watch the whatever podcast. So don't. But again, I don't have anything against whatever. He gets plenty of people on there. He's obviously doing well. So I have nothing against him, but I watch, Fresh and Fit far more often, just because I got a finite amount of things I can watch on a day. But anyways, where was I? I got distracted. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, ladies, again, it's your burden of performance to vet the person. Oh, submission. So if you go and watch these channels, these red pill channels, like whatever, Fresh and Fit, etc., and they talk about submission, it's always thought of as negative by the feminist women in the room and most of the women in the room. But the thing they're always missing is submission is something you do willingly. It's not something that you can be forced to do. You need to submit to your man, but it's a voluntary act. So you should find a man that you are willing to submit to. And I think that's a key thing they generally miss on, Fresh and Fit, whatever, and the whatever podcast. I think they generally end up missing it. Again, I can't, really, I know Fresh and Fit, they generally miss that part. It takes a bit, and then they finally no, this is a willing thing you do. So, ladies, it's your job to find a man that you're willing to submit to, willing to follow their lead, and willing to, let them take care of you, because a man will take care of you and, to do the best of his ability. But to do that, he needs a woman that's willing to submit to him and follow his lead. Because when men lead, they generally, when the man's with a woman and he's the leader, when he benefits, you benefit most of the time. Now, reverse, when women are the leader, they're generally terrible people, because they're not in their feminine role; they're in their masculine. And most women hate being their masculine. So, what do I mean? Are they terrible people? What I mean by that is they generally are naggy, they're bitchy. They don't really, they're really angry that they're in this role. That's okay. There's nothing wrong. Well, there's a lot wrong with that. But, it's on you as a man to ensure that you are the leader in your relationship. And that's what we're missing nowadays is leaders in relationships. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got for that. It just makes me laugh a lot of times when I watch these, and these women fighting so hard to oh no, we want 50-50, blah, 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 blah. And what they want is not 50-50 at all. Like nothing they want is 50-50. And it's really funny. All right. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. I am done. I know I had a late start, but now I am done. Wonderful, right? Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Rumble with Ghost, as well as on YouTube, my gaming channel, Gaming with Ghost, on Rumble and Kick. Follow me there. Make sure to follow me at Official W Ghost. That's where you'll get, that's where you'll see when I'm live. And if you don't want to type out my coffee brand coffee link, well, guess what? It's on there as well. And again, here's that referral link you can use for coffee brand coffee. I looked at today, and it looks like I already got 4 people using my link. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hold on. Wait for it. Yes, I got 4 referrals. So 4 people are using my link. So make sure you use it. Coffee brand coffee is a great company. The coffee is delicious. I guarantee, I drink it all the time. It's so good. It's so good. Definitely try out that French toast blend, though. Trust me. Delicious. And then if you're already a coffee brand coffee supporter or whatever, use coupon code GHOST. Again, coupon code GHOST. You see it scrolling right there. That'll give you 10 or 5% off. And then if you use, the referral link, you'll get 5% off there. If you get like, what was it, 5 ounce? Or you get the ounce one, it's like $20, and then like the 5 pound bag, it's like $80. So 5% can go a long way for some good coffee. All right, I hope you all have a great day, and make sure again to follow me at official W Ghost. Peace out and have a good day. See ya.